Finally, let's work on a program called Chaos. So first I'm going to again save this from Sublime. I'm going to name my program chaos.py, and first thing I want to do is I want to print a comment. Notice here I put a dash and I put a line that says a simple program illustrating chaotic behavior, and any line that starts with dash is already a comment, which means that the compiler will ignore and not do anything. However, it is usually important for programs to understand what a program does. So our chaos function will first, so to save time, I want to copy and paste this part of the program. So this program illustrates a chaotic function. So what it does is it will ask user for a value of x. Remember how we do this? We use eval input, and inside the input I'm going to say enter a number between 0 and 1. Right, this is the prompt the user to enter a number. So I'm leaving spaces between them. They're not important. You don't have to, but I want to separate them for now. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say for I in range 10. Hit enter. Notice that the what I want to be in the for loop will be indented. So I'm gonna say x is 3.9 times x times 1 minus x, and then I'll print the value of x. Okay, so this seems odd where x is set equal to 3.9 times x uh, 1 minus x basically. So it seems odd in a mathematically speaking, but in programming is completely fine, because here's an example. If I can say x is set to 5, I can also say that x is set to x plus 1, and this seems to be mathematically wrong, but as far as programming go, it doesn't really mean that x is equal to x plus 1. It basically means that take the value, get the value of x, which is 5, add 1, and that will be 6, and assign it back to x. So which means again we'll evaluate the statement on the right hand side, and we assign the value to the left hand side. Okay, so let's exit this, and then we can run the chaos program. So I'm going to save, then I'm going to call python 3 chaos.py. So this program illustrates a chaotic function. Enter a number between 0 and 1. I'm going to enter 0.5, and then here we go. So these are the outputs. So the value of x started with 0.5, and it took on these values. So if I rerun this, let's say 0.3, here we go, and then let's say 0.31, only a small difference. And notice that how numbers can differ, and there's a reason why we call this a chaos function, because even the slightest change in the value of x end up being a very large difference in the values. Okay, so and one last thing I can do, you'll see this in the textbook, we can actually, since this program does one thing, we can make this its own function. So it's very common that most Python programs are inside a function called main. So if you do that, if you put everything in main, that means everything needs to be indented one level in. So now in order for this to run, I need to make sure that I call the main function. If you don't, the program is not going to run. So let's rerun this with the same value, 0.5, and then here's our output. If I call with the same 0.5, I'll get the same exact output as the program above. However, any slightest change in this will result in a completely different set of values. Also notice one more thing, the difference between each value of x also seems pretty chaotic. They don't seem to be any related to each other. So you should go ahead and write this code on your own computer and then try it and then see if you are able to get the 10 chaotic values out as well.